Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Today we are going to be doing one more deal video. I know I just went like that. That would be 2 or 11 depending on how you look at it. But no, it's the Roman numeral. No, it's I just put up the number 1 twice, okay? We're going to be taking a look. It's one more goddamn deal video, all right? It's one more deal video. So you can deal with it. Cyber Monday, all right? So we're going to get into it, but first I want to let you know that today's video is being brought to you by YourCDKeys.com, where you can pick up Windows 10 Pro right now for just $14.79, and if you use my code JP20 at checkout, you can get yourself an additional 20% off on the website and bring that price down to $11.83. So be sure to hit up my link down in the description below over to YourCDKeys.com, who are gracious enough to sponsor this video. But outside of that, we're going to be getting into some Cyber Monday deals, some hot deals, like hot news, but hot deals, all right? We're going to cut through it like a hot knife through butter. Love you, Brett. Sorry, UFD Tech. It's a meme now. I invented it. Give me all the credit on Imgur or Imgur. Debate amongst yourselves whether or not it's Imgur or Imgur down in the comments below. So, as I said, Cyber Monday deals, we're going to be getting fired into it. We've got a bunch of them on Amazon and also some stuff on Newegg that I do want to take a look at, of course. As always, if you want links to any of these products, I'm going to have them linked down in the description, and those are affiliate links, so I do get a small percentage kickback from anything you guys pick up over there, so it definitely helps to support my channel. So if you're interested in buying these products or anything really on Cyber Monday, just go ahead and click any of the links down there, and then I will honestly get an affiliate payment based off of anything that you buy over there, even if it's not the thing that I link. Maybe you didn't know that, maybe you did. That's how it works. It gets into your cookies for a short period of time, and I get a little bit of money, so use the dang links. All right, so first off, we're going to start over on Amazon, which if you buy one thing this Cyber Monday, this should be the thing that you buy, because chances are many of you out there, I'd bet probably 50% or more of you watching this video, do not own a UPS or uninterruptible power supply. I bought 2 of this exact model last year because they're some of the best UPSs that you can get. And last Cyber Monday, they were actually on sale for $100. This time, they're $110. And it says right now was $145. That was like the Black Friday price. These are usually $200. So this is usually almost double what they're being charged for right now on Cyber Monday. This is the biggest one that they make, but they do have smaller versions. This is the 900 watt. They have the 815 watt for $100. The 600 watt is $75. And then for some weird reason, the 510 watt is $108. I think that's just the regular price and it's not on sale. But personally, I go for the biggest ones. I get the 900 watt, which is 1500 volt amperes. I have a couple of these, as I said. I use one for my main PC, which I have that running off of it, my monitor, just, basic stuff like that. And then I have another one that I use for my home network. So I have my modem plugged into one of these, but you could plug your modem and your PC into this as well. But obviously you're going to get more uptime if you go ahead and shut down your PC in the event that you had a blackout or something and your power went down. For instance, earlier this back in the summer, we had a pretty bad rainstorm for a couple of days here in New Jersey, and our power went out, and we lost power for about 4 hours, and my battery backup for my main PC ended up staying up for about 30 minutes, while my modem, which I had plugged into a dedicated one, stayed up for about 3 hours. It lasted quite a long time having the modem plugged in on one of these just by itself, nothing else plugged in. So, I mean, if you got one of these and you plug in your PC and your router or modem, then, the power goes out. You could easily come upstairs or wherever, upstairs, downstairs. My office is upstairs. You could turn off the power to your PC so that it's not draining your UPS as much, and then you could just have your modem on there. And that way, at least while you have no power and really nothing else to do, you'll at least have a Wi-Fi connection. You could use your phone, a laptop if that's running off of battery, so that you can keep yourself entertained during a period of time while you might be without power. Hopefully by the time the power company gets it back up and running, you can at least keep yourself entertained and not be bored out of your mind staring at the walls or having to do something as crazy as read a book or just being with your loved ones and having to look at them and talk to them for a length of time. So I cannot recommend these UPSs enough. If you don't have one, you should get one, not only for when the power goes out, but it will also protect your BC components in a lot of ways in terms of like brownouts and things like that. So if you don't have a UPS, do yourself a favor and pick one up today. Next up, we have a monitor. This is a 24-inch 1080p TN panel, 1 millisecond response time, 144 hertz with FreeSync, and it's going for $170 right now over on Amazon. This is the Acer XFA 240. So really nice, kind of like a mid to low range gaming monitor. I mean, I say mid to low range, but that's only comparing to like what the high end are now. Just a few years ago, this would have been the duck's nuts of gaming monitors in a lot of ways, having 1080p, 144 hertz refresh rate, and FreeSync, and it's got a fully adjustable stand, does pivot, swivel, height adjust, all that good stuff. So all the modern amenities that you would expect from a gaming monitor. So if you need a 24-inch 1080p monitor, I feel like you really can't go wrong with this. And the fact that it's 144 hertz high refresh rate is just the icing on the cake. And of course, it does support FreeSync, which is going to be good if you pick up something like an RX 580, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later. But next, I just quickly wanted to mention storage because the SSD prices since last week and continuing into this week are just insanely cheap. And there are quite a few of them. You really can't go wrong, depending what you get, the size and all of that. I mean, I would steer people towards 1 terabyte because right now they're around $120 to $130 roughly. Obviously, if you don't want or need a 1 terabyte, you could get something like a 500 gigabyte for around $75. But the 1 terabytes are so cheap, and it's just going to give you that much more storage for all of your games. I mean, a 1 terabyte SSD is enough for me personally to have all of the games that I'm currently playing on my PC and then some. Like if I'm not playing a game for an extended period of time, I'll usually uninstall it or delete it and then re-download it at a later date if I need to. But a 1 terabyte drive has been more than enough for me just to have my games on in my system. So that's why I'm strongly recommending them. The SanDisk SSD, these I personally have a few of these in my main system for multiple uses. I use it for video editing, for a scratch drive. I have one for games and so on and so forth. I have quite a few of these here in the studio. Also, the ADATA SU800 is another one for $120, something I've used in builds before. The Samsung 860 EVO, probably the best known brand for SSDs on here, maybe a little bit better quality of flash memory. Those are going for $128. It's only like $8 more. If I was going to pick up one, I would probably splurge and spend the extra $8 on a Samsung 860 EVO just because I know how reliable they are. And the cheapest one here, something I have not used, but it's a Silicon Power 1 terabyte SSD. I haven't really heard anything bad about them. They've got 4.5 stars with 86 reviews, and it's only $117 unless you want to pay $105 for the expert installation. Next up, we have a laptop, which is a little bit pricey-ish, but it's really worth it when you consider the sum of its parts. It's going for $1,000 right now, down from $1,300. This is the Acer Predator Helios 300. It's a 15.6-inch screen with 144 hertz refresh rate. It's also got a 6-core, 12-threaded i7-8750H and an overclockable GTX 1060 6GB graphics card, which should be more than enough for 1080p gaming. This is the refresh of the Helios 300. They had one that came out last year, and then this one came out earlier this year, and I did get a chance to see it and get hands-on with it at the Acer Next event back in spring in New York City. Something I go to every year where they show off all their new products. I did a full review on the original Helios 300. I've not reviewed this one, but as I said, I had some hands-on time with it, and it's really just a refresh from the previous year, newer hardware, and they bumped up the screen refresh rate from 60 to 144 hertz, which is going to be great if you actually did want to use this for gaming. So $1,000 down from $1,300. Pretty darn good deal here on this, and it is an IPS panel, so really nice for that. Next up, we've got a Cooler Master Master Liquid 240 RGB cooler going for $45, which is a really good price for a 240 millimeter all-in-one cooler. I have not used this exact one, but I have used the 280 millimeter version of the Cooler Master Master Liquid Master Bait. I said it. I couldn't say master that many times without going there. Sorry. But $45, can't go wrong, honestly. It's a pretty good cooler. It's not like the best cooler in the world, but it would be more than enough to be able to cool pretty much any processor that you can go ahead and throw at this thing. And of course, it's got RGB, which is probably going to drop the temperature on your CPU by, I don't know, at least 30 degrees Celsius more just because it's got RGB. Everyone knows that RGB has better cooling properties than non-RGB coolers. That's just a fact. I mean, we all know that. Okay, it's you know it. You don't need me to tell you it. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it, because it goes without saying. Next up, we have pretty much every RX 580 on Newegg. It's like the deals aren't as good on these over on Amazon, and they also don't have the game bundle mentioned at all. But I've talked about these in my previous 2 videos, and right now there's even more of the RX 580s on sale over on Newegg, and the 580 for $200 is so good. That's such a good value. I just recently did that video with the RX 580 versus the new 590 refresh and the GTX 1060 6GB card, and the 590 was the best out of all 3 of them, but the 580 and the 1060 are virtually identical, with the 580 edging it out just a little bit in a lot of games. And you know, you really can't go wrong with any of the RX 580s they have over there. This is the Red Devil RX 580. This is a card that I have that I've used in many videos in the past, and I could definitely stand by it for its cooler and everything like that. But you can't go wrong really with any of the other RX 580s on here. This one from Gigabyte is also $200. We've got an ASRock Phantom card for $200, a Sapphire Plus for $200. It looks all black. It's a really slick looking card. We've got another ASRock Phantom over here for $200. We've got an MSI RX 580 with a $20 mail-in rebate, even though it doesn't look like it has the best cooler. It is about $20 cheaper than the other ones here. And as I mentioned, these are all including a free 2-game bundle. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, but I'll explain it one more time. Right now, AMD is doing this bundle with their cards where they have 3 games, and with these cards, you get to pick 2 of them. And the 3 games are The Division 2, Devil May Cry 5, and the Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is they're all coming out next year. So out of those 3 games, you get to pick 2, so that's like a $120 value on top of the $200 card, which basically makes the card like it cost $80. And, you know, for a $200 card, I mean, these would blow like $200 cards a couple months ago, like a 1050 Ti was like around $200. These will blow those away, like by a lot. So I feel like as far as budget gaming cards right now are concerned, at least, you know, during these past 2 weeks, the RX 580 is the way to go, without a doubt. The cheapest 1060 6GB card that I saw was $270, and in a lot of cases, that card is slower than the RX 580 in certain games. So I would, if you're on the budget and you need a graphics card, maybe you're going to ask for a graphics card for Christmas from good old Saint Nicky Claus, then I would say get on it right now and be like, hey, Saint Nick, aka Mom and Dad, I need an RX 580 from Newegg because they're $200, and I'm probably not going to see that price again anytime soon. So definitely go ahead and do that. Next up, I have a extra large desk mat here for $11. Just to give you an idea of how big it is, you can see right there this image with the mouse and keyboard on the left, just to give you an idea of how friggin' large this thing is. And they're only $11. And the reason that I'm mentioning it is because I'm currently using one. I did a video on this desk mat earlier this year, and I'm still using it. It's still going strong. Doesn't have any stains on it or anything like that, and it hasn't been like fraying or anything around the edges, and it's just a really good quality desk mat from probably a lesser known brand. And the size of it is crazy because there are other desk mats like this size, and they sell for like $30, $40 from some of the name brands like Corsair and Cooler Master and, you know, whoever. I mean, you can see it right here. Look, you can even see, look, you purchased this item on December 10th, 2017. So almost last year. It was about last year. I thought it was earlier this year, but I bought it. I did a video on it, and I'm still using it now, almost a year later, and I love it. So I can't really praise it enough. So for $11, you kind of can't go wrong on that one. And last but certainly not least, we've got a couple of mice from Logitech on offer. Both of them are wireless mice, both of which I've used and loved. The Logitech G305 is going for $52 right now, and this is my current daily driver mouse. Here it is right here. I'm using it right now to make this video, like not lying, like it was right there, it was in my hand, and now here it is because it's wireless, and I can do that sort of thing. So I really love this mouse. I love the shape, the size. The smaller form factor is going to be much better for first-person shooters as it is more accurate. This is scientifically proven by science. And the next one, I'll go ahead and click on it here before I go ahead and pick it up because I have the other one sitting here as well. This is now, I use this as my traveling mouse. It's the Logitech G603 for $55. It is using the same sensor, same exact technology as the G305. It's just a little bit bigger of a size, and if you've ever used something like the G403 the wired version of this, and then you would be very familiar with the shape, as it's identical to what's on the 603 here. And as I said, it's a little bit larger than the G305, but still the same exact technology and all of that. I just tend to lean towards the 305 because I personally prefer a little bit of a smaller mouse. But if you prefer a medium-sized mouse, it's not like large, it's not like some of the really big ones like a G502 or anything, but it's really good for like a palm grip as it fully fits within my hand. So I have no complaints about the 603 or the 305 really, and I would say just pick up whichever one kind of suits your hand grip better. 603 would be probably better for like palm grips, and if you're someone that likes to use kind of like a maybe like a claw grip or something, I would say go for the 305. Or if you just play a lot of first-person shooters, then the 305 would be the way to go for me personally, but it kind of does come down to personal preference. But thankfully, they're both on sale, so you can go either way on that. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. That's all the deals that I currently have for Cyber Monday. If you see any deals that maybe I missed or you want to mention down in the comments below to anyone, then definitely be sure to go ahead and leave that in a comment, as I'm still trying to do a lot of my shopping for Christmas today. I'm trying to get pretty much everything done today so that I can get the best deals that I can. So if you see anything, that you want to share with other people or just with me, leave it down in the comments below, as I'll be perusing those comments, of course. If you want links to where you can pick up anything, as I said at the start of the video, they're going to be down in the description below. If you enjoyed this Cyber Monday deals guide, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it and subscribe if you're not already. And if you have been here for a while, go ahead and ring the notification bell. That way you know the moment that a video goes up on the channel, like the video I'm going to be doing tomorrow on possibly the most ridiculous graphics card that I've ever seen. And when I say ridiculous, I mean in a good way. Like completely overkill in terms of its feature sets and connectivity, and just everything about this card is just like over the top, but in the best possible way. So make sure you're subbed for that content, as it's going to be going live very likely tomorrow. I'm going to try to put it out, so be on the lookout for that in your sub feed. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another video, probably that one I just mentioned. Ta-ra.